Hello, everyone, and a big warm welcome to this XDC Network AMA series. Well, the objective of this, or rather, what we do in this XDC AMA series, is to showcase the portfolio of the various partners and the application teams, their products and their services. We showcase that to create an awareness of what all can be done on the XDC network. And these are the guys who have some stake in the XDC network, whether it's partnership or they have developed some projects and so forth. So the idea is to create an awareness of the products and the services of the various stakeholders in this ecosystem. And in this process, we try to build up, grow the ecosystem and scale up the community. And we started the series in the mid of or later part of last year. And we have done quite a few sessions of the various projects which are associated with this network. As for me, my name is Meenu, and I am a technology evangelist. In the blockchain space, I help the founders to scale up their communities. And I have a podcast channel called Blockchain Hustle, through which I share the various learnings throughout my blockchain journey. So what I have covered in that are things like basic concepts of blockchain, like consensus mechanisms, smart contracts, and others, along with things like NFTs, tokenomics, market makings, etc., and also the blockchain impact on various verticals. And all of them are associated, or I would say rather coupled with some real life applications. So, what you get is the explanation or some insight into that topic, plus coupled with how and why it could be relevant to you. And this podcast is available on the usual channels like your Apple Podcast, Podbean, Amazon, Audible, Google, and on YouTube, the channel on which you are watching this session. So there has been, I have put together quite a bit of a content out there, pretty educational and informative, if I may say so myself. But I would strongly recommend you to go take a look. And if you like it, please do subscribe to it. Well, let's get on with today's session. And today's session is on a platform, on an entity called ComTech Gold. And ComTech Gold is a platform which offers the physical ownership of gold with the advantage of the mobility and the speed of a digital asset. But let's try to know more about it from our guest today, which who is the CEO and the co-founder of this company, ComTech Gold, Mr. Naveen D'Souza. Hi, Naveen. A very warm welcome to you.
Hi, Minu. How are you?
I'm good. What about you?
Good, good. Going on well.
Okay. So where are you taking this call from?
We are based in Dubai, uh,
Okay.
in the UAE. So that's where we have located ourselves. It's
Hmm.
more or less the center of the world now.
Yeah. And I would say a pretty apt place for your entity, right? It's
Yes,
ComTech
the
Gold.
city of gold.
Yeah, the city of gold, right at the epicenter. Yeah. So,
Yes.
I mean, can we start with you sharing a quick introduction about yourself, your journey, especially in the blockchain space, and how did you get around to starting up this ComTech Gold?
Okay. So just for everybody, my name is Naveen D'Souza. I am the CEO and co-founder of ComTech Gold. I have been an exchange and a banking specialist. Been in this industry for over 20 years now.
Hmm.
And worked across various exchanges and banks. So I've started my career with Deutsche Bank back in
Hmm.
India, then moved on to National Stock Exchange, then worked over 10 years with Dubai Gold and Commodity Exchange, and final stint with Dubai Financial Markets.
Okay.
So been all throughout in the exchange space. From qualification background, I'm a chartered accountant and a chartered financial analyst.
Hmm.
So a very pro towards financial markets.
Hmm.
And it was during this journey. So I've been always in the conventional market, and that's where I met the founders of XDC, Ritesh and Atul.
Hmm.
and just over coffee, and then we were discussing about what if we try to get traditional assets back onto the blockchain network.
Yeah.
So this conversation is what led me into it, and that's where we started looking at saying that okay, traditional assets are very good investment asset,
Mm.
but they are not available on the blockchain or the crypto markets.
Yeah.
And this is where the future is going to lie in because all the new millennials are into
Mm.
this market, and that's what they want to invest. They want to invest in product which is easier, convenient, and just on their palms. So
Mm.
they don't want to go open a broker or go take physical and everything. So that's where this whole concept of ComTech Gold came into picture.
So it's both the ease of access as well as the, if I can say, the migration to a better platform or to a, let's say, an easier, more convenient platform, going from a traditional. So it's not an immediate hop into a virtual to a virtual kind. So
Yes.
they would have that kind of, I guess, a security thing or some kind of a confidence when you talk about the traditional asset here, right?
Yeah, so the idea was to get the traditional asset onto the blockchain market. So it's
Hmm.
like if I want to be in the blockchain market in the crypto space, but okay, some
Hmm.
part of my portfolio I want to go to the traditional market. We
Hmm.
did not wanted those investors to move out of the blockchain market. What we wanted to
Yeah.
get the traditional assets onto the market.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So, and that's when the ComTech Gold idea is how it was incepted,
Yes,
and then you started
yes,
on this journey.
yeah, that's right.
Okay. And so, when did you officially launch?
So we came into operations somewhere in the end of April,
Yeah.
and we started our full-fledged operations from June. So we
Okay.
are just at the beginning. It's a 4-month journey that we are fully operational,
Yeah.
and in this 4 months, I think we have achieved some good milestones.
Great. We'll be hearing about that shortly now. So, thanks for that, Naveen. Let's get on to a share on the platform, the product itself. So, if I were to ask you to describe what is ComTech Gold all about in just a couple of sentences, how would you go about it?
So from ComTech Gold perspective, so if I talk to the blockchain or the crypto space users,
Yeah.
it's an asset-backed token, which
Okay.
is 100% backed by a physical gold, which is stored in secured wallet. It's
Okay.
built on the XDC network, which
Hmm.
allows the on-chain and off-chain transaction to take place in a much quicker and a secured way.
Hmm.
And if I go to my traditional users or traditional investors, ComTech Gold is nothing but digitalization of gold. It allows you to own or buy or sell gold in a digital
Hmm.
fashion.
Hmm. Okay. So that's where the context between ComTech Gold and the XDC network comes in because it's
Yes,
built on the XDC network.
yes,
So,
that's right.
why did you choose the XinFin network? Did you look around for the other networks also? How, or I mean, what were your main reasons for getting into this?
So the primary reason for XinFin network is I would put the question, why not?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when we looked at the various network and
Hmm.
gold traditionally being not a volatile asset as compared to the other crypto markets, so you
Hmm.
don't have 30, 40 spread movements
Hmm.
happening in gold. A 5 to 10% movement is a big movement for gold.
Yeah, that's true.
What we wanted to achieve is a network which is stronger,
Yeah.
faster,
Hmm.
cheaper.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
when we were comparing various network and specifically the gas fee which is there on the Ethereum and the other network,
can be prohibitive.
yes, can be prohibitive. So if that is a gas fee which you're talking about when you trade bitcoins or any of the cryptos, it's fine because 30 40% movement I can absorb it. But gold, which traditionally moves 1 or 2%, if I have to pay exorbitant gas fees,
Yeah,
it's not going to work.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is where we studied the network, and then we realized from a technology perspective also the network was quite stable, quite
Hmm.
robust, and much faster.
Okay, yeah,
So this is what that's why I said why not.
yeah, yeah. And I'm really pleased to hear that. Yeah. Okay. So, we've been talking about this is physical, a traditional asset back, and this
Yeah.
traditional asset is gold here.
Hmm.
So why gold amongst the various assets? I know that's a little bit that's more popular, but why gold? And are there any challenges in the traditional market that switching on to this particular blockchain, it's going to make a difference, or some all these challenges would be addressed?
So when we were discussing this, the primary idea was to look at gold or an asset-backed token,
Yeah.
something that we can tokenize and have the benefits of the asset. So we were looking at something which is more standardized,
Mm,
globally accepted,
mm,
easy for people to understand.
mm,
And then when we are looking at, it was like gold fits everything. It takes every bucket. It
mm,
is wanted by everybody.
mm,
And at the same time, when we were studying the physical market, we
mm,
realized that there are some limitations which could be avoided,
mm,
which could be enhanced to make the gold more attractive to people. So
mm,
let's traditionally say for a retail investor,
mm.
if I as a retail investor want to buy gold, what are the options available for me? So one, if I go, I can buy on a CFD platform, which is contract for differentials.
Mm.
But in that, what do I buy? I only buy the price. There is no gold in that.
There's no physical gold ownership.
Yes, there's no physical gold ownership and it's not
Okay.
backed by gold. You're only buying
Okay.
the price. So I only enjoy the spread between the buy and the sell price.
Okay. I got it. Yeah. Mm,
Secondly, if I actually want my physical gold and I go to the gold markets and the gold exchanges and the others, the minimum
mm,
available quantity is 1 kg bar.
mm.
1 kg bar, which is around $60,000, it's too big for a retail investor. So if
Yeah.
you qualify for that, then you're not a retail investor.
Yeah.
So the only option available for any of these investors was to go to the gold market.
Yeah.
And when we go to the gold market, what we observed is, first of all, I'm paying a higher price. So
Yeah.
there's at least a $2 or $3 premium as
Yeah.
compared to the international pricing because gold is trading throughout the day, but gold market prices only changes once or twice in a day. So they have the additional premium of 2 to 3%.
Okay.
Second is even if I pay that, so I'm paying expensive for the gold.
Yeah.
How do I get it? I get it either in a jewelry form or I
Yeah.
get it in a coin form, in which again
Yeah.
I have to pay a making charge
Yeah.
or the jewelry charge out of which is again is around 2 to 3%. So
Mm,
in short, just to buy gold,
mm.
I am paying around 6 to 7% extra.
Yeah. And that's a sunk cost because I'm not getting that back, right?
Yes, in fact, you lose when you again convert it back to cash because when you go and get it back to cash, you have to give it at a discount.
Mm,
And secondly, now once I bought the gold
mm,
and if I bought jewelry,
mm.
then that comes with a new problem saying that then I have emotional attachments to it. It doesn't become my investment, it becomes my possession.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being part of the specifically Asian community selling gold jewelry
Mm.
is what you call that. You say that your doom days have come back.
Yeah. 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 That's right.
So
It's
we
getting the
wanted
bad
to,
days.
yes, so we wanted to segregate the emotional aspect from the investment.
Yeah.
So we said that why can't we make it more digital
Mm,
so that a retail investor can just buy from his app sitting on his own rather than
mm,
going to the gold market and searching the
mm,
prices and the others.
mm.
Secondly, also even if I'm a corporate, I have investment in gold. Okay, I can access the 1 kg bar.
Yeah.
But what do I do with that physically?
So it's
There is a
basically the
big
storage.
yes, there's a big risk about storing it, insuring it, managing it, and
Yeah.
it is not fungible. If tomorrow, let's say I bought a 1 kg bar, I want to just sell 200 grams, I can't
Yeah.
sell it.
Yeah. Mm,
So either I reconvert it into smaller bars, and then that again makes
mm,
the whole equation go away.
mm,
So that's why we came up saying that okay, gold
mm,
is a standardized asset. Why
mm.
don't make it digital? Why don't
Yeah.
take away the inherent issues which people face?
Mm.
And this is all real time. Now everybody works in a real time fashion, saying that if I buy, I have to see it in my account immediately. So that's what
Yeah.
we wanted
Yeah.
this to happen.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So those are the different issues and the challenges which were around gold, which are around gold in the
Yeah,
traditional
and
space.
specifically again, if you buy
Mm,
gold, can you
mm,
transport with it? You cannot move around.
mm. Yeah.
So if I'm changing my base, if I'm moving around, I
Mm,
cannot carry that physical gold along with me. So
yeah.
we said, why don't you have a gold in your pocket and your wallet?
Yeah. But the gold futures, I understand they are easy to trade, right?
Yes, but again, from gold futures, the minimum contract size is 1 kg bars. So you
Okay.
have futures listed. If you talk about the biggest market in the world, which is Chicago Mercantile Exchange,
Sorry,
the
sorry. What is that?
contracts
It's the one in Dubai.
Chicago. Yeah, no, there's one in Dubai, Gold and Commodity Exchange.
Okay.
There's one in US, which is CME, Chicago
Okay.
Mercantile Exchange.
Okay.
The minimum quantity is 1 kg in Dubai and 3 kgs in CME.
Okay.
So technically, for a retail investor, it's a big exposure that is trading. So even if you're trading on leverage,
Yeah.
it's a big risk that you're taking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And there also you do not get. It's not a ownership of the underlying commodity, right?
So you're only speculating or hedging your price.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, even if you have to take the physical, then you get into the challenges of physical, where you have to take it from their approved vaults,
Yeah.
approved location. So then you have to manage your own transportation, store it, and everything. We said, why do you want to do it?
Yeah.
If you want an exposure on gold, we give you an exposure on gold by ComTech Gold.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, Naveen, you have a token called the CGO token, correct?
Right.
Okay. So, how would you put across the CGO value proposition to the physical gold? I understand that you have taken us through the thing of why get it onto the digital asset space, right? A little bit more on that from the CGO token perspective, the utility of this token, and how does this token work? So, if you could just share a bit on that.
So CGO tokens are created 100% backed by physical gold. We are a
Mm,
little unique in this fashion where we create the token on the gold itself. So we don't create tokens and then go and take the reserve of gold. So there is always a gold which is first and then the tokens are created.
okay.
Now,
Yeah.
from a utility perspective, one CGO token is 1 gram.
Yeah.
So technically, when you buy a CGO token, you buy 1 gram of gold.
Okay.
If you talk about gold as an investment through CGO,
Yeah.
investment in gold has always been from ancestral time. So our
Yeah.
grandfathers have always invested in gold.
As an
So that
inflation
is
hedge.
yes. So that's the biggest investment which has all been throughout the centuries. And as
Mm,
you rightly said, gold is considered as an inflation hedge, and it's
mm,
worked well. If
mm.
you see in last 20, 30 years, your currencies like dollars, euros have lost all their purchasing power, but gold still stands there.
Mm,
Second, I have always heard a saying that don't keep all your eggs in one bucket.
mm,
So that's it's a big portfolio diversification tool, and that's what
mm,
we're aiming at. We're not saying that okay, put your 100% investment in gold because it's not
mm,
a high volatile asset, but keep
mm,
some of your investment in gold. So
Yeah.
traditionally, gold works as an excellent portfolio diversification asset where
Mm,
you
mm,
split your assets and have some portion of it in gold.
mm,
So this is one of the things. Second, being in the digital form and being electronic, it is
mm,
very apt for SIP.
mm.
So let's say every month I want to keep $500 aside.
Mm.
So I can start investing in smaller quantities as an SIP in gold. But if I have to do it
Okay.
in physical gold, it becomes
Yeah.
difficult to go to the market,
Yeah.
look at the price, hold
Mm,
it, manage it, and the other. So
mm,
this is where what is the value proposition of complete gold? One
mm.
is the most important thing is the fungibility
Yeah.
and the ease of access.
Mm,
Now, what we also realized when we were looking at all these tokens and the others,
mm,
there's a lot of various other utility factors which we had not considered before, and which when we started discussing with people,
mm,
we came to know about it. One is a
mm.
gifting.
Yeah.
Now it becomes an excellent gifting option. So if I have got, let's say, 10 tokens under with me, I
Mm,
just can transfer it at a click of a button to somebody else
mm,
whom I want to gift. So if I want to gift it to my kids, my
yeah.
relatives, and the others, this is an excellent option.
Great. Yeah.
Second, when we were discussing this with various schools, some of the universities came up that we would want to use it as reward for our students.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it
As an
serves two
incentive
purposes.
there.
Yes, it serves two purposes. It gives them as a reward, as well
Yeah.
as it also gives us as a sense of investment.
Yeah.
And third thing which came up was on the loyalty point program. So all of us have credit cards, and
Yeah.
all credit cards offers you loyalty programs and the others.
Yeah.
And I can tell for myself, but I know most of the people, you look at a loyalty program and you get a reminder email from your credit card saying your loyalty program is going to, points are going to expire on so and so date.
Exactly. That happens very frequently, right?
Yes, so that's when then you start searching, okay, what can I do with my points? So
Yeah.
either you go and buy something which you don't want,
Mm,
or you buy something with double the price, which you would have got in the local market. You said, forget, anyway, the points are expiring, let's use it.
yeah. Mm,
So what some of the financial institutions came up saying that instead of those points, can we give ComTech Gold token? So imagine you're spreading a card, and at the end of every month, you get 2 grams of gold.
Yeah, yeah.
So these are new value propositions which have come up, and we are having a lot of interesting conversations with many of these institutions who want to go and implement this.
Okay. I would love to be a part of those institutions.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, good, good. Okay. So that's where we have all this utility coming from. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you correctly mentioned, that fungibility and, of course, the ease of access is a catalyst to the adoption, right? The fungibility becomes a big major thing when we are talking about this traditional asset of gold. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And Naveen, I recently saw one of the posts from ComTech, I guess. It was on the compliance certificate, the Sharia compliance certificate. So can you share a bit on that? What does this compliance certification signify? What is its significance? And does it have any advantages? And what is it all about?
So, from a Sharia perspective is of great importance from an Islamic financial world.
Okay.
So now, if you see from a traditional world, a lot of investment is in Islamic finance,
Yeah.
and Sharia certification is one of the core element of an Islamic investment perspective.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to do with Islam or religion or anything. It is
Yeah.
more to do with certain factors which is given importance. One is
Yeah.
security. So when
Okay.
we talk about any asset-backed token, specifically gold, or Sharia
Hmm.
certification ensures that
Hmm.
each and every token is
Hmm.
backed by 100% physical gold.
Hmm.
And that's not it. It has to be allocated and
Hmm.
segregated. So I cannot say
Okay.
that out of a pool of gold, there is
Yeah.
something with this tokens.
Yeah.
It has to be
Yeah. Yeah.
segregated, and I can point out that this particular tokens belong to this particular gold bar.
Perfect. So it's a
Second,
pretty good thing for an audit, right? Like,
yes.
yeah, okay.
So the second element is on the settlement. So when somebody buys or sells a
Hmm.
Sharia product,
Hmm.
there is an actual intention of actually settling the transaction. So you cannot do speculation, you cannot do short selling. So
Okay.
if I'm buying, I should actually have the settlement of the buy. If I'm selling, I should actually settle the sell.
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
is a prominent feature which is automatically taken care in the blockchain because all transactions are instantaneous.
Hmm. Hmm.
Third is the issuing entity
Hmm.
should not be involved in any illegal activities so that the sources of funds which are used for issuing these tokens
Hmm.
has to be in the right direction.
Okay.
So these are prominently some of the major pillars
Hmm.
on which the Sharia certification works.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have that because that adds more confidence to
Hmm.
the investors.
Yeah. Yeah.
And many of them tell me that, okay, this is more for Islamic finance. I said, no.
Hmm.
Even
Hmm.
for a normal investor,
Hmm.
the certification ensures you that ComTech Gold token is backed by physical gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because without that, we cannot get this certification.
Yeah.
And there were regular audits,
Hmm.
and the entire process is gone through with inspection of gold and everything, and then only the certificate is issued. So
Okay.
we
Yeah.
see it as a big, what you call a feather in a cap.
Yeah. It's a quite a big
Right?
achievement, especially when you take into perspective that you guys have just started in April, right? Uh,
Yes.
it's just a few months now in this journey.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So that's and specifically in this part of the world, if I'm talking the Middle East,
Hmm.
many of them, when we spoke to them, they said they are very happy with the certification because they always wanted a Sharia product, but in
Yeah.
the digital world.
Hmm.
So we are giving the best of both, where we
Hmm.
are giving them security and
Hmm.
ease of use.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. So when we are talking about you spoke about backing it up fully, right? Having that gold first, and then having issuing the token, and then allocation and security, keep it separate stuff. So would you like to share a bit more, because that I think would be a matter of let's say interest to a lot of people, as to what would be the safety, security, audit, etc. around this, because we are talking about gold at the end of the day, right? So I guess there would be a rightful, I would be concerned about how and where it is being held, what custodian, which custodian and stuff. So how does that go about yours, the safety, security, what vaults and so forth?
Yeah, you're rightly pointed out because this has been the primary pillar for our token because
Yeah.
we are all from the banking and the exchange industry. So where even if you don't want to do something, you have to ensure that security is in place. So this was our primary importance.
Yeah.
And why would somebody trust their gold with us?
Yeah.
We had to ensure that these are taken care. So one ComTech Gold token equals to 1 gram of gold. So as of now,
Yeah.
we have 122,000 tokens issued and
Yeah.
in circulation,
Hmm.
and we have 122 kgs of gold into the vault.
So
So
sorry,
these,
sorry to interrupt. So you said you have 122,000 tokens, and all of them are in circulation.
yes,
Okay, so you have to back it up with at least 122 k of
kgs,
gold,
yes,
kgs of gold. Sorry, not 122,000, but 122 kgs of gold. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. So we already have 122 kgs of gold,
Yeah.
and this 122 kgs of gold are in the form of standardized 1 kg bar,
Okay.
which is a 4.9 purity,
Hmm.
only of approved brands like LBMA or other international brands.
Okay.
And each of the bar is accompanied with the bar certificate from the refiner. So
Okay.
this ensures that each and every bar is of a standard quality.
Hmm.
Now, from a storage perspective, these are stored in a secured vault with TransGuard.
Hmm.
TransGuard is part of Emirates Group in
Okay.
Dubai,
Yeah.
and they are responsible for managing the whole valuable cargo in Dubai.
Okay.
And so this is from a storage perspective. What we have also done is whenever we burn or
Hmm.
create a token, or at the same time when we burn or mint a token,
Hmm.
we have ensured that we have an independent third party who approves the transaction. So,
Okay. Hmm.
so it's not that ComTech can issue as many tokens as it can because
Hmm.
there's an independent third party who verifies
Hmm.
that the gold exists.
Okay. Yeah.
Similarly, any deposit or withdrawal of gold also
Hmm.
has to be authorized by an independent third party.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
we have tried to ensure that we have a maker, checker, and all four eyes, eight eye principles in this to
Hmm.
ensure that nothing is created without an independent third party approving it.
Hmm.
Now, to add more onto that, what we believe is in transparency.
Hmm.
So even in our website, what we
Hmm.
have done is we have an independent report of the stock, which is issued
Okay.
by TransGuard,
Yeah.
of the amount of gold which is held in custody.
Hmm.
So this is reported by TransGuard on a periodic basis whenever there is a change of custody,
Yeah.
and this is available and published on our website.
Okay. Yeah.
With regards to tokens, it's quite simple. You just take the token address, go into the Explorer, and you can see how much tokens are in circulation. So anybody can just map the two to
Hmm.
ensure that if there's any discrepancy.
Hmm.
We have gone one step ahead in that. So what we
Hmm.
also have on our website,
Hmm.
anybody wants to visit the vault and verify the gold, we
Hmm.
allow that. But
Okay.
of course, at a price because
Yeah.
we don't want it to be a tourist attraction
Yeah.
that people come to us saying that I want to go to the vault to see the gold.
Okay. So if I buy a CGO token and I have it's gold backed, and I want to figure out, I want to, let's say for my confidence or whatever, I want to find out where it is or something, I need to pay the fees, go into the vault and check it.
Yes, we allow that facility, but at the same time, if you want, you can everything is available on our website, including the
Yeah.
audit report,
Yeah.
the contract, and other things, which you can just
Hmm.
verify and see. Okay, this gold exists.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know, because when you were talking about the custody and stuff, my question would have been that what you have just answered about the transparency. Like,
Yeah.
would I have access to those reports? But yeah.
And one more advantage of storing with a reputed international firm is all this gold is insured.
Sorry,
So that
insured.
is,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, so that is one of the biggest questions which people say, what happens if anything happens to the gold? We said, no, it's complete under insured facility.
Yeah. 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 So it's all about instilling confidence in the product, which I guess with certain tokens, etc., may not be there in the market at different phases of the thing of its life cycle, and making as the ease of access along with the fungibility that you had mentioned earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the whole motto of getting it. So one is get investor confidence.
Yeah.
Second is to have investor ease.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Hmm. So when we getting on to the more few more questions on the CGO token. So when I buy a CGO token, what do I get? What am I buying?
So technically, as I said, one CGO token is equivalent to 1 gram of gold. So when you buy a CGO token,
Yeah.
you are technically buying a gram of gold. The price of the token is exactly the price of 1 gram of gold in the international markets.
Okay. And you mentioned I can check my gold in the vault, right? So can I,
Yeah.
what is there some identification, some identifier on the gold? Like, so when I say a CGO token and you mentioned that I get a gold, a commensurate to that, does it have some serial number, some identifier about it, or it's a
Yeah,
general?
so each of the bars which are stored in the vault are
Mm,
standard as 1 kg bar. So you have a
yeah.
bar number, a bar certificate, everything is identifiable.
Okay. And that,
So from a token perspective, it's fungible because if you see 10 tokens, you have 10 tokens. But if
yeah.
you want to identify
Mm,
what this token belongs to,
yeah.
you can get in touch with us. We can tell you from our database that this is at various bars where these tokens belong to.
Okay.
But again, at the same time,
Mm,
each token is fungible.
yeah. Mm,
So tomorrow, if you decide to take 1,000 tokens and you say I want a kg bar, we will assign you a kg bar.
yeah. Mm. So, is there any minimum purchase? I mean, when you talk about the fungibility, the fractionalization, right? So, is there any minimum purchase? Is it 1 gram or it is different from that 1 gram that you're talking about?
So minimum purchase is 0.01 gram. So
Okay.
it is as expensive as 50 cents.
Okay. So,
So
anybody
that
can say, yes, I own this piece of gold through this CGO token.
yes. So we
Okay.
can go as low as 0.01 gram,
Mm,
and based on current prices, it's close to around 50 cents.
yeah.
So you can have an investment in gold with less than $1.
Mm, mm, mm. Great. Yeah. And where do I buy the CGO token? Are there any exchanges where it has been listed?
Yeah. So we are at present listed with two exchanges. One is L Bank, which
Yeah.
is under the top 20 exchanges, and with Bit2. We are
Okay.
also in the process of listing with some other exchanges. We have signed up with Bitrex, and
Yeah.
others are in the pipeline where we are in discussions and doing integration in the others. So
Okay.
investors can just open an account. So if somebody is from the crypto market, they know
Yeah.
these exchanges. They can just open an account, start trading.
Yeah.
And for others, also opening an account with these exchanges is a 5 minute job because everything is digitalized now.
Mm,
You can
mm,
open an exchange, have your money transferred, buy the token, have it in your wallet.
yeah. 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 So the main thing is to get it listed on the exchanges so that it is more accessible, right?
Yeah, so our idea was not to issue our own coin or an ICO or anything of
Yeah.
that sort. So what if you see a product, we are just putting a traditional product onto the market.
Yeah.
So you get the price of gold. It's not ComTech that you're buying or selling. You're buying gold.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not speculative and it is not like with using that token, I am accessing a product or a service. Okay, that is backed by a asset, but it's not like a product or a service. And as the utility goes, it is actually with respect to the gold, which you can gold price, which is there in the traditional market, right? In the regular
Yes,
market space.
yes.
Okay. So when I'm buying the CGO token, can I buy it? I mean, what are the different modes? Crypto or fiat, or can I actually buy a token with gold?
So what we do is, I'll go one by one. So from a crypto
Yeah.
side, you can buy it in any of the exchanges.
Hmm.
And these exchanges also support your fiat to crypto conversion. So you can
Yeah.
transfer by credit card and the other. So technically, you can buy it with your fiat currency.
Hmm.
On the buying with gold, we have that option available,
Hmm.
but it's in units of 1 kg. So if
Okay.
you have a 1 kg bar which is just lying idle with you,
Hmm.
and it meets your quality specification of 49 purity,
Hmm.
listed brands with a bar certificate, you
Hmm.
can have it deposited into our vault and
Hmm.
we issue you 1,000 tokens.
Hmm.
So you can buy tokens by fiat, you can buy
Hmm.
tokens with cryptos, or you can buy tokens with gold itself.
Hmm.
So it's also an investment options
Yeah.
for investors who already have physical gold and they are
Yeah.
just like lying idle.
Yeah.
You can tokenize it, make it fungible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And vice versa, the redeeming part. How does
Yeah,
that work? It's the same thing.
it's the same thing. So redemption currently is in 1 kg bar.
Hmm.
And even if tomorrow the whole community decides to redeem the whole 122,000 tokens, we can give back 122 kgs of gold. So we don't have
Yeah.
to fetch it from anywhere.
Yeah.
So as of now, we have done it in 1 kg bars,
Yeah.
but shortly, maybe in a couple of months, we
Hmm.
will be allowing redemption in smaller units.
Hmm.
So you can redeem in 100 gram bars. So if you got 100 tokens, you can
Yeah.
request for redemption in 100-gram physical bars.
Okay. Yeah. So from 1,000 to 100, right?
Yeah, and that's where Transguard comes into picture because since they are part of the Emirates group,
Yeah.
Emirates as an airline has got access globally. So we
Yeah.
can also support transportation of this physical bar anywhere in the globe.
Yeah.
Only caveat is whoever is redeeming it should be authorized to import the good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So there are no illegal activities going out there.
Yes. So we get questions, can I get it in India or can I get it somewhere? I said if you are eligible to import in India, we can transport it there.
Yeah. 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 Good to hear that. Yeah. So are there any vulnerabilities, some settlement risks, etc., when we are talking about this conversion back? Or is it
Well,
just with the gold price?
it's just with the gold price. So you'll still have a small spread as an admin fee on the minting and
Yeah.
the burning side kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the maximum could be less than a percent. So when
Yeah.
you're trading gold traditionally, you on an average spend around 3 to 4%. Here
Mm.
it could be let's say 0.5% or something.
Mm.
So that's on the pricing factor. But what happens is if you pay 0.5% more when buying, you
Yeah.
also receive 0.5% more when selling because that price is incorporated in that.
Yeah. 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 Mm.
And the other elements of the settlement risk and the others, that is the advantage of blockchain. So in blockchain, you have immediate settlement.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it is instantaneously settled. And that was one of the another reason for XDC because there the transactions are settled in less than a couple of seconds
Mm.
as compared to few minutes in the other network.
Mm.
So this is where we wanted that we did not wanted investors who did their trade
Mm.
and are now waiting for the token to come to their account.
Mm.
So
Mm. Yeah.
here, with the XDC network, the moment the trade is executed, within a few seconds, you have the gold into your account.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only when it gets out of the system, then you have the different intermediaries and maybe the cost and the time delay, etc., come into the picture.
Yeah, but as long as you're in the system, the
Yeah.
costing and the this thing is very minimal.
Yeah. Okay. So, what about holding of these CGO tokens? Can I hold them in my XinFin wallet? What wallets is this token? I can store it in.
So what we have done is we have gone into the functionality of integrating with major global wallets.
Hmm.
So CGO at present is integrated with more than 15 to 20 wallets, which are globally accepted.
Okay.
And that includes your hot wallet, your cold wallets, your online wallets, your offline wallets. So let's say from a hardware wallet, you got Decent, you got Treasure.
Hmm.
On your cold wallets, you got Infinity, you got other wallets, let's say XDC Pay.
Hmm.
So investors can, when they buy it on the exchange, it's
Hmm.
these in the exchange wallet, but they
Yeah.
can transfer it to their own personal wallet any point in time.
Okay.
To add to that feature, we have also integrated with digital custodians. So
Okay.
the custodians like Propine, which is a regulated entity by Monetary Authority of Singapore.
Yeah.
If somebody is there who has a bigger holding and wants to keep it under custody, they can keep it with Propine.
Hmm.
Similarly, we got tie-ups with Fireblocks, we got tie-ups with Copper. So
Hmm.
these are the global custodians where you can hold all your two gold tokens.
So you have your custodian for the physical gold, and you have the custodian for the digital assets.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. So next, my question would be on the fees. So what about the transaction fees?
So from a transaction fees, when somebody creates a token, the
Yeah.
fee is as low as 0.2%.
0.2. Okay.
Yes, percent.
Okay. Yeah.
And when you talk about when somebody redeems it in the physical,
Hmm.
in 1 kg bar, the fee is 0.5%.
Okay.
So 0.5% for redeeming and 5.2% for creation.
Hmm. Hmm.
Apart from that, the gas fee on XDC network is as good
Hmm.
as zero.
Yeah.
So the only other cost which an investor
Hmm.
bears is the exchange fee, which can
Yeah.
range from 0.1% to 0.25%.
Hmm.
So on an average, if I'm just buying and selling on the exchange, my
Hmm.
maximum cost would be around 0.3 to 0.4%, not more than that.
Hmm. Hmm.
As
Okay.
compared to the physical world where my costing is around 7 to 8%.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So the cost benefit also comes here into the picture.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And most of your transactions, what I understand, Naveen, is mostly within the system, within the blockchain environment, right? So it
Yeah.
is changing of the address where your tokens are going. And the ones which are on the periphery would be like when one is buying a token, when one is redeeming a token,
Yes.
right?
So,
Okay.
so there is, because it's gold,
Hmm.
we don't have a limited supply.
Yeah.
I can increase the supply of the tokens by just adding new physical gold into the market. And
Yeah.
that is what is unique because we allow creation and redemption in standardized bar.
Yeah.
It ensures that the price is always at parity with the international prices.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because let's say, for example, internationally the gold today is trading at around 53,
Hmm.
and ComTech Gold is trading at 55.
Hmm.
What would happen is somebody from the physical world will just buy 1 kg bar for 53,000,
Hmm.
deposit it in the vault,
Hmm.
get 1,000 tokens, and immediately sell it for 55,000.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
this brings in parity, and vice versa as well. If let's say ComTech Gold is selling at 50,
Hmm.
I can just buy 1,000 tokens at 50,
Hmm.
request for a physical gold bar, and sell it out at 53.
Hmm. Yeah.
So this is what ensures that there is parity. So unlike other gold products where you have to buy it from the issuer, we
Yeah.
have kept it open that anybody who's got a physical bar
Yeah.
can tokenize it, or
Hmm.
anybody who's got a token can convert it to physical.
Physical gold. Yeah. Good. So for, let's say I have a CGO holding, right? Some of the CGO tokens. Apart from, yes, having it backed with the gold and it being lying in my wallet, do I get to earn something in addition to that?
So this is where we are working on adding a value proposition because
Yeah.
gold, other than the price of gold, is technically like a dead asset. You don't get
Yeah.
periodic interest out of it.
Yeah. Hmm.
And this has been the need of the hour, and that is what we are working on.
Hmm.
So we are working on various investment options which would come out shortly. One
Okay.
is earning through leasing. So if I
Okay.
have my token, I can participate in a leasing program where on
Hmm.
behalf of the investors,
Hmm.
we will lease the underlying asset to bullion providers. So we will have a list of approved bullion providers, which would be
Hmm.
of international standards,
Yeah.
and lease the underlying asset to them against a
Hmm.
fee.
Okay.
So once I have tokens, I
Hmm.
get an exposure in gold price, but also I
Hmm.
can earn through leasing.
Yeah.
Second is collateralization at financial institutions. So if I
Hmm.
buy this token,
Hmm.
because it's in a digital form,
Yeah.
it becomes very easy for institution to accept it as a pledge or a lien.
Yeah.
So investors can lien their tokens
Hmm.
to a financial institution and take loans or working line credits or the others.
Okay.
So you're collateralizing your asset and getting cash against it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Similarly, we are in discussions with various decentralized exchanges, DeFi space, and the others, where you can add liquidity to those exchanges and earn on
Hmm.
swap fees.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
these are the
Hmm.
various areas where investors can ensure that they don't even have an exposure on gold, but also earn out of it.
Yeah. 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 So it's not just an asset lying dead, as you said, you're earning on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have mentioned it, just if I were to summarize that, you have the leasing, the collateral when you are, let's say, for the financial markets, if you are borrowing something, and the third one you mentioned
Is a swap
is a
on
swap,
a
adding liquidity to the decentralized
DeFi.
exchanges. Yeah, yeah, and earning on that mechanism. Okay, great. So these things, are they already there, or because I was going to get on to the next question of the project roadmap? So are these the things which are there on your roadmap, or what is
So
the status right
these
now?
are there on our roadmap, and we are in the
Yeah,
process of discussions and finalizing with various financial institutions because
yeah,
we don't want it to be given to any entity unless until we have clarity and surety on the financial stability of those entities. So we are working
yeah,
on that.
yeah.
And apart from that, since you touched upon the roadmap perspective, we have a very interesting journey lying ahead of us
Hmm.
and a very aggressive one.
Hmm.
So apart from these options, we are exploring tie-ups with international or leading jewelry brands,
Okay.
wherein as an investor, I can just keep on buying tokens and go to a jewelry shop,
Yeah,
decide what jewelry I want, and just
yeah.
use my tokens to pay for that jewelry.
Okay.
I convert my tokens back to physical gold in the form of jewelry.
Hmm.
Second, we are working out with various payment gateway operators, where
Hmm.
this technically becomes like a payment currency.
Hmm.
So if I
Hmm.
go to a restaurant, I can just pay using my ComTech Gold tokens.
And it automatically checks the market price and then gives you the
Yes, so equivalent amount of
deducted.
tokens get deducted because of the fungibility element. We can go as low as 50 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know
Uh,
what? It's somehow when you, because when you mentioned that going to a restaurant, Literally, I mean, of course, it is a token and it is as good as any money, right? Which is going from my debit or my credit or whatever it is, right? But when you talk about a gold backed thing, right? So it is like I am paying for my food with gold. So that, as you
Yes,
mentioned, is like, oh, these are the doomsday or something like that. Or it could be the other way around also.
but it is the other way around. So let's say I had invested $1,000 in gold token.
Yeah,
Okay, now prices are moved up. It becomes $1,100.
yeah, yeah.
When you go to a restaurant and eat for $50, you are only eating out of your profits. Your
That could
thousand
be another way to,
investment,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, your
yeah,
thousand investment remains as it is.
yeah,
So you don't have to again convert your investment or withdraw your
yeah,
profits out of it. You can just use your withdrawal profits to make
yeah,
payments.
yeah, yeah. A good,
And
interesting perspective.
and technically, we are going back to the old barter days where everything used to be valued against gold.
Yeah, yeah. But in a more, let's say, evolved or a more, uh, uh, let's say, ease of access and the other benefits which come along with it in that kind of a mode.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
good.
on the same roadmap plan, we are also working, as I had already communicated earlier, on the loyalty programs.
Yeah.
So you could see some of flights or something other where you go and buy your tickets, you get loyalty program as gold against it.
Okay.
We are working and developing on API where we can offer this API to investment houses
Hmm.
who already have their client base, so they don't have to go to the exchange for each of their clients. They
Yeah.
directly connect to our API and offer the whole gold to their whole investment circle.
Hmm. Hmm.
So these are the various the things. So we are working as a platform saying anybody can hook on to us, take our
Hmm.
prices and trade using an API.
Hmm. 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 So that's quite a bunch of interesting developments that you have. I mean, in the roadmap you're planning.
Yeah, that's right. So next this coming few months and the next year is going to be busy.
Yeah. So I guess if we do another a repeat AMA with you in the next maybe 6, 8 months, you'll have plenty of order for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Naveen, coming towards the end of the thing, uh, do you have any? I mean, do you have any advantages or incentive that you would offer to the XTC community, or you have any sales pitch here?
So from the XDC community perspective, what we have added is a unique asset.
Yeah.
So over a few days, initially when we were looking for listing on the exchanges, we were trying to get hold of some exchanges, but now it's become vice versa, where exchanges have come to us
Hmm.
saying that okay, we want to list your token because it's unique.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we have added a traditional and a unique use case into the whole
Hmm.
network,
Yeah.
where the community members can take advantage of it.
Hmm.
So we go back to our statement saying that the blockchain is not only for cryptos.
Hmm.
So what we have bought is we have tried to bring the traditional assets onto the blockchain network.
Hmm.
We have seen various discussion with various projects which want to dilute their existing investments in USDT because
Hmm.
again the backing and the other things of it is again a lot of debate going back and forth. So
Hmm.
many of them have come back saying that on two elements. One is we want to dilute some of our USDT.
Okay.
So we are looking for an asset which is backed.
Yeah.
What better than gold?
Hmm. Hmm.
Second, we have some of the community members who themselves have issued stable coins.
Okay. Hmm.
So they have also come saying that we want to have some portion of our
Hmm.
investments
Yeah.
into gold because that reduces our readjustment or rebalancing risk.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
gold being in the portfolio stabilizes the whole portfolio.
Yeah. Hmm.
So rather than going outside and doing something else, it helps me to take a balanced portfolio and reduce my rebalancing risk.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this is prominently what we offer to the community.
Hmm.
And this is what we are. So this is just the beginning. We will add more tokens. We have got interest for silver.
Hmm.
So this is where once this goes successful, we will add more onto that.
Awesome. So, Naveen, before I wrap up this episode, is there anything which we would have missed out, which has occurred to you again right now? Do you want to share?
So I think we have broadly covered into the whole AMA about what the product is all about. So just to summarize on that fact is
Hmm.
we have not created our own coin.
Yeah.
What we are selling onto the platform is gold.
Hmm.
So when you buy a ComTech Gold token, you're buying 1 gram of gold.
Yeah.
So our only aim of this whole coin is to ensure to get a traditional investment product onto
Hmm.
the blockchain platform.
Yeah.
So that's the whole idea behind getting this token onto the platform.
Great. Thanks a lot, Naveen. That was highly informative and I enjoyed this conversation. Thanks for your time and share.
Thank you, Minu. Same here.
Thank you. So, thanks a lot, community. Well, this was all that we have about ComTech Gold. And till the next episode, stay safe. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye bye.